Thank you for serving as a 2021 Louisiana State Combined Charitable Campaign Coordinator. Your commitment and time dedicated to this fundraising campaign will help inspire your workplace and colleagues and help make a difference for our Louisiana. We're excited to offer this webinar to you and your team in an effort to help you learn more about the 2021 campaign. My name is Robin Taylor, and I'm with the Louisiana Association of United Ways, and we are honored to serve the state as the principal combined fundraising organization for this campaign. Along with me, we also have the pleasure of having a few guests join us to share with you their experiences from past campaigns. Now, towards the end of today's webinar, Sergeant Brasso with the Department of Military Affairs and Rhea Woods with the Louisiana Workforce Commission will be presenting on their fundraising efforts that they incorporated into their 2020 campaigns. Thank you both for participating in this training and for your continued dedication to this campaign. Now, our organization, the Louisiana Association of United Ways, proudly serves as the coordinating organization, and we're honored to work closely with the Office of State Uniform Payroll to coordinate and implement this campaign throughout Louisiana. Now, by us serving in this capacity, it assures you that state employees will have a safe and secure way to make donations using payroll deduction. Our communities and neighbors need our help during these critical times. With that in mind, I'd like to say thank you for the work you are about to do and for the past achievements of this campaign. Since 2014, when this campaign began, state employees have collectively fundraised over $1.7 million, with a total of more than $268,000 raised in 2020 alone, benefiting more than 120 charities serving our great state of Louisiana. We couldn't have done this without your support and the generosity of state employees, and I would like to thank you all for your help in achieving the success. Now, since 2019, this campaign has been honored to have the leadership of a campaign cabinet. This group of leaders are continually working to help increase state agency participation so more employees can participate. We are grateful to have their support in helping grow this year's campaign results. For this year, the cabinet has established a goal of raising $300,000. With over 37,000 state employees, and with your wonderful support and help in coordinating this campaign, we are confident we can meet this goal. In fact, did you know that if every state employee donated $1 per pay period, we could raise nearly $1 million this year alone? We can definitely reach this goal, and again, appreciate all the hard work you and your team will do to help us. Now I'd like to go over the training agenda with you. First, we will be discussing the Louisiana State Combined Charitable Campaign and defining what it is and some important facts for you to know as a coordinator. Second, we will review the campaign timeline and important steps for you to consider during your planning. We will also take a look at all of the campaign tools and resources available to help you in your fundraising efforts. Then we're going to go ahead and review proper pledge processing and go over some essential tips on reporting your results. Next, we will talk through some of the best practices used to enhance your campaign. We will also take a look at how funds are distributed and talk about the expenses associated with operating this campaign. This summer, you either have received or will be receiving your 2021 Campaign Coordinator Guide in the mail or along with your materials. Please use this guide in your planning and reference throughout this training if available. It provides useful tools to help guide your campaign planning. Again, thank you all for taking time out of your busy schedule to be a part of this training. We're excited to help you make the 2021 campaign a success. To get started, I'd like to give you a short overview of what the Louisiana State Combined Charitable Campaign is. It is the only state-approved charitable activity that enables payroll-deducted gifts from state agency employees. It is important to note that these are employees with payroll administered through the LA Gov HCM payroll system. This campaign is just for state employees. It also expands the giving opportunity for employees, by allowing them the opportunity to donate and designate to up to 4 approved health and human service charities of their choice. Donors can select from the 62 qualified charities listed in the 2021 charity list. Annually, between January and March 1st, all health and human service nonprofit agencies registered in good standing with the state are eligible to apply to be a part of this campaign. Now, with the Louisiana State Combined Charitable Campaign, employees can contribute in 2 ways, through employee contributions and/or special event and fundraiser support. I'd like to take some time and review these 2 giving opportunities with you today and define them in further detail. To begin, let's take a look at employee contributions. Employee contributions consist of gifts made when an employee chooses to designate to a 2021 Louisiana State Combined Charitable Campaign charity and completes a pledge form to process his or her gift or donates online. Every employee should receive a charity list, which has an enclosed pledge form to enable them to make this type of contribution. Employees can also donate online. In just a moment, we will review this in more detail, and we highly encourage you and your teams to use this easy and convenient method of donating. Through employee contributions, employees can give through payroll deduction or make a one-time contribution. Employee contributions requires at least 1 designation, and donors can designate to up to 4 qualified charities per contribution. It's important to remember that previous year contributions and designations cannot be rolled over, and a new pledge form is required annually in order to contribute to the Louisiana State Combined Charitable Campaign. Another key point is that employee contributions submitted by pledge form or online are due on October 29th. We are unable to accept pledges year-round due to designation results and processing. Also, please note that payroll-deducted contributions made during the 2021 SCCC will begin on January 2022 and continue through the last pay period in December 2022. So now let's take a look at the second giving opportunity, which includes special events or fundraisers hosted by your department or agency. These monetary contributions come from group events or fundraisers like bake sales, dress down days, silent auctions, etc. They are not processed like an employee contribution and don't require an employee pledge form. It's important to point out that special event and fundraiser revenue cannot be designated to a specific SCCC charity of choice. Rather, this money is considered undesignated funding and is dispersed to charities at the same percentage rate received from employee designations. Now, towards the end of today's presentation, we will be discussing the funds distribution process to help in illustrating this further for you. Also, all special event and fundraiser revenue is due on December 1st. At the end of today's training, we will be offering some tips for fundraising and reviewing some best practices you and your team may want to consider. Okay, so now that we have gone over the ways employees can contribute, let's go ahead and discuss the forms of payments accepted. Employees can elect to give to the campaign in the following ways on a pledge form. Through payroll deduction, employees can give biweekly, making a larger gift over time, or give a one-time payroll deducted gift. Donors can also write a check. It's important to know that all checks to this campaign need to be written out to the Louisiana Association of United Ways. Any checks received that are miswritten will be sent back to you for correction. Reminders are noted on all the pledge forms and report envelopes to help you and your donors remember this key point. Now, cash can also be accepted. However, with cash, we ask that you please convert any cash received into a check or money order before submitting this to us. This step ensures that all funding received is accounted for accurately. For example, if you were to mail us cash and we don't receive it, or the full amount isn't enclosed, it would be difficult to track and audit those contributions accordingly. Donors can also pay via credit card. The following credit cards are accepted for payment: Visa, MasterCard, Discover, and American Express. Now, if you have an employee who wishes to make a donation online, they are able to securely contribute via payroll deduction, bank draft, credit card, or Apple Pay. Now, in just a moment, we will review online giving in more detail. Okay, so now that we have defined some key points related to the state campaign, let's go ahead and take a look at the campaign timeline. Our team will also send out regular communications reminding you of these key dates. We suggest that you begin your planning efforts as early as this month by first gaining top leadership support. By getting your leadership involved, it will help you with establishing goals, endorsing your campaign and sending out communications, recruiting support, and thanking donors and volunteers. Recruiting a committee is another key step. Committees are especially essential if you have a large staff to reach and need assistance with communicating and convening your campaign. We suggest that you recruit one committee member for every 25 to 30 employees. The next step is confirming your campaign timeline to include deadlines, key event dates, and a list of outreach efforts. If you are new to this campaign, I would highly suggest reaching out to last year's coordinator and review the 2020 campaign and what worked for them. Then consider setting campaign goals, both monetary and participation. When doing so, please review your department's past results and create a goal that is realistic yet challenges your team. With your coordinator guide mailer, I have provided you a campaign history report, which will help you in your planning. New this year, we have also provided a suggested campaign goal to help us reach our $300,000 overall goal. Now, within this time frame, you should also obtain all of your campaign materials. Now, looking into September, when the campaign officially begins on September 1st, please begin to promote your goals and publicize your campaign dates or events. Post thermometer posters throughout your offices. Also send out regular email communications to your staff on a weekly schedule using our pre-designed campaign images and messaging. And be sure to conduct any outreach efforts to ensure that all employees know about their option to give and participate in this wonderful campaign. As we move into October, please send reminders to your staff about the deadlines for submitting their pledge forms and LEO donations by the October 29th deadline. Also start collecting and preparing all employee pledge forms for submission to OSIP by this deadline. Now, the campaign officially ends on December 1st. And within this month, please be sure to wrap up all special events and fundraisers. Report your special event and fundraiser results to the Office of State Uniform Payroll no later than December 1st. Also work with your department head in thanking your committee and your donors. And be sure to evaluate the campaign by debriefing with your committee, donors, and top leadership. Now, as mentioned, this timeline can be found on page 7 of your campaign coordinator guide. So please follow this presented timeline when preparing your campaign. And remember, our office will continually remind you about these key dates. Okay, so now what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to review all of the tools that are available to you and your team. To begin, the first and most important tool available to you as a key volunteer is the Campaign Coordinator Guide. The purpose of this tool is to educate and equip you with the necessary knowledge in planning and preparing for a successful campaign. The tips and tools inside will walk you through every step and guide you in your efforts. Please share this guide with your committee members as well when you are planning your 2021 campaign. Also inside, you will find helpful frequently asked questions to assist you and your teams. As a campaign coordinator, you can display your support of the state campaign by hanging your campaign committee flyer or door hanger in your office. Now, if you have a committee, please ask them to display one of these as well. This will help show your staff who to contact should they have any questions about the campaign, as well as bring awareness about the campaign season. Now, both of these items have been mailed to you with your 2021 Campaign Coordinator Guide and will also be included with your materials. Should you need any additional copies, you can download the flyer online, or you can call our office at 225-218-2613. Setting a campaign goal is one of the top key steps you will take as a coordinator. You will receive a campaign history report for your agency along with your campaign coordinator guide mailer. This complimentary report will assist you with reviewing past giving history and with creating a monetary and participation goal. To assist in reaching our $300,000 overall campaign goal for 2021, we offer a suggested agency campaign goal within this report. We have identified that an increase of 11.7% over last year's results will help us in achieving this outcome. Please be sure to review this report with your committee and leadership as you establish your 2021 campaign goal projections. The 2021 charity list is the official listing of eligible charities in which donors can designate to. Give this to your employees to help them learn more about their giving options and to review charity information. It's important to understand that donors can only select from this listing. Charities that may have participated in past campaigns may not be in this listing. And annually, charities must apply to be a part of the campaign. It is to the discretion of the charitable organizations as to whether they want to apply or not. And some organizations may have applied and not met all of the requirements established in accordance with the rule. Now, for the 2021 campaign, we are proud to have 62 participating charities. And on page 10 of this list, donors can access their 2021 pledge form. Also included are several frequently asked questions to help donors better understand their giving options. The next item to review is the 2021 pledge form. The purpose of this piece is to collect employee contributions and their designations for processing. A pledge form is required with all employee contributions not related to special event and fundraiser revenue or gifts made online through LEO or GiveLASCCC.org. Now, during the next portion of this training, we will do a brief exercise on how a pledge form should be completed. Now, just to remind you all again, a new pledge form is required annually, and donors cannot roll over last year's contribution. Also, donors can access this inside the charity list on page 10. Now, we highly encourage you to promote the option of giving online to your staff. In fact, last year, we saw nearly 67% of donors pledge their gift online. It is the most efficient way to give, is safe and secure, and requires no reporting on your end. Simply encourage your staff to make their 2021 pledge online via LEO, where they can make a payroll deduction online. And if you have a donor who wishes to make a one-time full-pay gift online, they will be directed to GiveLASCCC.org to make their contribution via bank draft, credit card, or Apple Pay. As I mentioned, there's no reporting required with online donations, and as a coordinator, you will not have to report online contributions in your totals. The deadline for donating online is October 29th. So now let's go ahead and take a closer look on how to access campaign pledging on LEO, since this is still fairly a new giving option for state employees with this campaign. So if you're interested in donating on LEO, or if you have an employee who wishes to donate, they just need to take these simple steps. First, they're going to log into LEO. Then they're going to locate the My Benefits tab and click. Then they're going to click on the Louisiana State Combined Charitable Campaign in the navigation window. After clicking on this option in the navigation window, donors will be presented with an option to pledge a recurring or a one-time deduction through the payroll system. There is also a link to GiveLASCCC.org should a donor wish to make a one-time full-paid gift. Now, once a donor has selected their giving type option, they will walk through several steps to secure their donation. First, they'll need to click the Add Donation button to designate a dollar amount. Remember, an employee can select up to 4 charities with a minimum of 1 charity needing to be selected. Next, they will select a charity from the drop-down menu, and then place a biweekly or one-time single amount in the amount box on the right. Then the donor will need to click Update Total to change the total contribution amount. When finished, the donor will select the Submit button, which will take them to a review page. Also on the screen, the donor has the option to remove donation selections, opt to remain an anonymous donor, or select Cancel to start over. Now, once a donor has submitted their donation, they will be taken to a screen to review and finalize their selection. A pledge confirmation can also be printed using the printer icon at the bottom right-hand corner of this screen. The employee can retain this document for their records by printing it directly from Leo. And the employee has until next campaign year to view or print this confirmation. One final important note about Leo contributions is that after completing a pledge through Leo, the employee can change their payroll pledge at any time during the most current campaign up until October 29th. If the employee needs to make a change after the campaign, they must contact their Human Resources office to request a change to their payroll deduction. Now, should you have any questions about online giving via Leo, please direct them to the Office of State Uniform Payroll, and they will be glad to assist you. So now let's continue on and take a look at some additional tools that are also available for you. This includes a campaign thermometer poster and thank you poster. These posters are printed this year, and they're also available for download online. Please use these posters to promote your department goals and track your progress, to share campaign reminders like deadlines, event dates, etc., and most importantly, to thank your donors. Several campaign images for your use are also available on the SCCC website. These can help you promote your campaign efforts. So please feel free to download and email these to your staff, as well as print and post them around your offices. Also use them as a way to illustrate thank you messaging to your staff. You can access these at any time on the SCCC website. Now, weekly, you will receive emails from our office. These emails are designed to provide you tips for executing your campaign, reminders about key dates and tasks, email templates that you can customize and forward on to your team, and other templated tools for your use throughout the campaign. For example, we will send you a department head endorsement letter draft for your use to help promote the kickoff of the SCCC. We will also send you a recognition award template that you can use to thank your committee, as well as email templates to send out to your staff and communicate throughout the 2021 campaign season. Now, another key tool is our website, lasccc.org, which is available 24/7 should you have questions or need tools to help you along the way. It is also a great resource for donors to help them learn more about the state campaign and how they can be a part of it. On this website, we have electronic copies of all of the printed materials available for you to download, as well as a recorded version of today's webinar training. And if you have a committee, your team can go online and review this webinar training at any time. We also have developed frequently asked questions for you as a coordinator, as well as for the donor. And our 2021 charity list is also available online. I encourage you to please take some time after today's training to familiarize yourself with our website and how it can help you in educating your staff about this campaign. Now let's take a look at the campaign report envelope. This envelope is how you turn in your pledge forms and campaign revenue for us to process. The envelope has step-by-step instructions to guide you through the process, and shortly we will be reviewing some reporting tips to help you. Also, when reporting, please ensure that you are not including any online contributions in your reporting envelope. The last tool to review with you today is the cash conversion form. This is an optional tool for your use that will help you track and organize how you convert any cash received into a check or multiple checks. One of these will be printed and included with your report envelope and is also available online for download. Okay, so now we are going to switch gears and we're going to discuss pledge processing and reporting. So let's begin by reviewing a sample of a completed pledge form to help you understand how a pledge form should be properly completed. Please note that a sample of a completed pledge form is also included in your coordinator guide and inside all charity lists for future reference. So as you can see on the screen, all information on the form is complete and clearly written. At least one designation is made from the 2021 charity list. The total donation in step 2 equals the total of designations in step 3. And lastly, a donor signature has been made on the form. In order for us to process pledge forms, all of this information is required. So if any of the information is correct or missing, please understand that that the incorrect pledge forms will be sent back to the identified coordinator for corrections before we can properly process the contribution. Okay, so now I'd like to mention real quick that inside your coordinator guide on page 9, as well as on the front of the report envelope, you will find these exact reporting tips that I'm about to go over, and they will definitely guide you through the reporting process of your results. So when reporting your results, please verify that every pledge form is complete, just like we reviewed. Please ensure that your report envelope only includes paper pledge forms, and please do not include online giving in your results. Next, please tabulate any special event and fundraiser revenue and keep in mind that it cannot be designated to a specific charity. And if you have cash, please convert it into a check or money order. Also, be sure to confirm that all checks are written out to LAUW. When calculating your results, do so at least twice and have another staff member double check your tabulations. Make 3 copies of every pledge form. Give a copy to each donor individually. Send your payroll office a copy of all pledge forms that are related to payroll deductions, and then retain a copy of the report envelope and all pledge forms for your file. Lastly, enclose all pledge forms in money, seal envelope, and submit the envelopes to the Office of State Uniform Payroll by the reporting deadlines. Just to remind you again, these reporting tips can be found on page 9 of your coordinator guide, as well as on the front of the report envelope itself. So please be sure to reference this helpful checklist as you report your 2021 results. Also, if you and your team elect to use online donations, there's no reporting required. Giving through Leo really is the most efficient way to participate in the campaign. Okay, before we continue, I just have 2 key points of reporting your results that I'd like to point out. The first one is in reference to pledge form copies. You will notice that the pledge form is part of the charity list and is a tear-off form. So once you receive a pledge form, please make 3 additional copies. Please submit the original pledge form in your report envelope. Next, give a copy to each donor individually. Then send a copy of each pledge form that is associated with a payroll deduction contribution to your department's payroll office within 2 weeks of closing the campaign. Finally, retain a copy of the campaign report envelope cover and all pledge forms for your department's file. This step is very important in ensuring that each pledge form is properly processed. So please make sure you take this action. The second key point is that online contributions should not be reported by campaign coordinators. Our office will manage all contributions made online and will handle all associated reporting. If you would like to get an update of online giving for your department or agency, please give our office a call at 225-218-2613, and we will be glad to assist. Please make note that updates and reports associated with LEO contributions will not be available until after November 1st. So as we conclude this portion of the training, I just want to remind you all on the following reporting deadlines. All paper pledge forms and online donations are due on October 29th, along with special event and fundraiser revenue being due on December 1st. Also with online donations, remember there's no reporting required, and we highly encourage you to promote this option with your team. It truly is the most efficient way to donate to the Louisiana State Combined Charitable Campaign. As we move into the next portion of this training, please consider incorporating some of these approaches into your fundraising efforts this year. To begin, gaining support from your departmental leadership is key to running a successful campaign and should be your first step with this campaign. When recruiting leadership support, ask them to help by establishing campaign goals for your department and agency. Ask them to help recruit a campaign committee members or additional support to help execute the campaign. Ask them to help endorse participation for the state campaign and send out regular campaign communications to your team. And ask for help in thanking and recognizing your donors and your volunteers. Leadership support within campaigns has historically proven to help with campaign growth, and we highly encourage taking this first step. Building a campaign committee is also key to a successful campaign. Committees help in educating colleagues, building excitement, and ensuring that everyone has the option to give to the state campaign. Tips for committee selection include recruiting one person for every 25 to 30 employees and/or each different geographic work site. Assigning tasks or roles for each committee member using the campaign timeline. Utilizing their strengths and talents in your campaign implementation. And looking for employees with strong leadership skills and an interest in the Louisiana State campaign. Employee engagement is also key to reaching your staff and ensuring that they are aware of this campaign. Simply assign one committee member for every 25 to 30 employees and have him or her personally communicate with the donors about the campaign. This personal outreach will reinforce the materials donors receive and any electronic communication sent out by you and your team. Sending reminders about the campaign, fundraisers, and/or deadlines also helps with engaging and reminding your staff. Promoting this campaign with posters and emails also helps to engage employees and gain their attention. For the 2021 campaign, we continue to pause the speaker and charity fair request process in response to COVID-19, and we anticipate initiating it back into future campaigns. However, we highly encourage the consideration and the use of our online donation tools, as well as the use of our creative email communication templates provided to help educate your staff. Now, over the years, fundraisers and special events have historically been very popular amongst most state agencies and have proven to be very effective with campaign growth and outreach. On your screen, you will see a list of fun ideas. Also on page 5 of your coordinator guide, you can find more details related to implementing these. And online on our website, lascc.org, you can find a list of even more ideas. So now I'd like to introduce you all to Sergeant Brasso with the Department of Military Affairs. I have had the honor of working with Sergeant Brasso since the inception of the campaign in 2014. Over the years, I have witnessed his dedication towards this campaign grow beyond expectations, and I truly appreciate his service and his support. In fact, his agency is one of the top in employee participation and has collectively raised more than $86,000 over the years. Thank you, Sergeant Brasso, for joining us today.
Thank you, Robin. It's a pleasure being here. Just as Robin mentioned, I've been a campaign coordinator for the last 7 years. Over the years, our fundraising efforts have continually grown. In fact, last year alone, we raised $19,784. You may be wondering how we achieve such remarkable outcomes, and the answer is quite simple. We simply encourage and promote employee pledge participation throughout our entire agency. One of the first steps I take annually is to gain leadership support. I continually educate our leadership team on any news or updates related to the campaign, and I ask for their endorsement throughout the campaign season. Secondly, I establish a committee to assist me in reaching our 800-plus employees. We have a team of 3 people who oversees 3 geographical regions of our agency, which includes Minden, Central Louisiana, and the Baton Rouge, New Orleans. We work together to ensure every staff member is educated about their opportunity to support charities that they care about through this campaign. Some key steps we take include pre-filling the pledge forms with general information, for example, name and agency number, which in turn makes it personal when we hand out the forms and saves them some time when filling out their pledge. We also make daily outreach efforts to staff by including conversations about the campaign during our daily interaction with employees. When leadership town hall meetings are scheduled, our committee is given time to make presentations about the campaign, including our results of previous years. Our agency truly believes in supporting our communities through this campaign effort. I feel that by simply asking for support, we've been able to make a collective difference for those in need. Our employees' commitment and generosity are the reason for our success over the years.
Thank you, Sergeant Brasso, and thank you to your team for such remarkable support. Now it is my pleasure to introduce you all to Rhea Woods with the Louisiana Workforce Commission. Rhea, welcome.
Thank you, Robin. I'm excited to join you today and share with you what our agency did last year for the state campaign. Just like Sergeant Brasso, we were honored to have the support of a committee and our leadership team when it comes to our fundraising efforts, and could not accomplish our success without them. Last year, we hosted a number of fundraisers throughout the fall and found that they helped bring attention to this campaign and add a lot of fun to our work weeks. Some of the fundraisers we hosted included Bargain Book Bonanza, where employees simply donated their old books and magazines, and in turn, they were sold for $1 to $5 per item. We also hosted Quarter Quarrel, a friendly competition against 2 areas of our agency, the Annex building versus the admin building. A large water bottle was placed in each building by the elevator for the duration of the campaign. Employees made ongoing donations of quarters or other change, with the winning section winning a trophy and bragging rights for the year. Dress down days are also very popular amongst our staff. We offer several opportunities, which include themed dress weeks in October, where employees can dress like twins or wear a crazy mask by simply donating $1 to participate. At the end of October, we hosted a color week, where each day a different color was featured and employees could dress from head to toe in that color. We also had a Halloween-themed dress down day. We also like to get creative with our workspaces and host a Deck Your Door or Cube contest. With an entry fee of $2, an employee can enter and compete by decking out their office spaces in this fun fall-themed decorating contest. The fun continues into November when we host a Spirit Week. It costs $1 to participate, and employees can show their spirit throughout the week. Our schedule consisted of Monday, NFL Day, Tuesday, Collegiate Day, Wednesday, Mix and Match Day, Thursday, All Sports Day, and Friday, High School Day. Last fall, we also hosted a pop-up shop. LWC staff could showcase their talents and entrepreneurial creations for a $10 table fee. This was really a fun way to highlight our team and their talents. Our final fundraiser was a lunch with the secretary raffle. Raffle tickets were sold for the chance to have lunch with Secretary Dejoie at her treat, with 4 lucky employees being selected for a lunch with leadership. Outside of fundraisers, our team works really hard in personally distributing the charity lists to all employees on every floor of the building, with a small treat attached to each charity list. We also use the provided signage to promote our fundraising efforts and to continually communicate with our staff. I truly enjoy working on this with my team, and I look forward to what we do to help this year's campaign and in reaching its $300,000 goal. Thank you all for having me today, and I hope you are able to take some of our ideas and incorporate them into your campaign this season.
Thank you again, Ria. I look forward to working with you and your team this year. As you can see, these 2 agencies do a really great job of making the campaign a success. If you're interested in hosting a fundraiser, remember we have a full list of ideas on our website, lasccc.org. Also, remember that we advise that you check with your legal department prior to soliciting or accepting any contributions from vendors or companies to ensure that you are following the Louisiana Code of Governmental Ethics, and that special event and fundraiser revenue cannot be designated to a specific charity. Okay, so now that we've gone over everything related to running a successful campaign, I would like to take the last few moments of our presentation to review how we distribute funds received, as well as discuss the expenses related to operating this campaign. With funds distribution, there is a percentage method used when calculating charity results. And Louisiana State Combined Charitable Campaign funds are distributed in the following manner. Contributions made by state employees will be collected by the Office of State Uniform Payroll and then provided to LAUW, the principal combined fundraising organization, for processing and distribution to the participating charitable organizations. Payments sent by LAUW to the charities will occur on a quarterly schedule. Charity proceeds amount will be based on the percentage of funds designated to each charity through employee pledge form contributions, which is calculated at the closure of the campaign. Each charity will then receive their percentage of all funds collected quarterly from LAUW. After all state-approved fundraising and administrative expenses are reimbursed to the PCFO. Now, the chart on the screen gives you an example of this method, so let's take some time and walk through the scenario together. Imagine we raise $200,000 in employee pledge form contributions, which have all been designated to donor-preferred charities. And Charity A receives $20,000 in designations from donors, which in turn equals 10% of all designated pledges. So when all money is actually collected and PCFO fees are paid, $180,000 is left for disbursement to charities. Charity A can then expect to receive $18,000, which is distributed to them quarterly. Now you may be wondering why there could be a decrease from what was designated to what was actually received. This is because of employment status or changes in contributions affecting the money actually received for disbursement. So now let's discuss the fundraising and administrative expenses associated to this campaign. You may receive questions about this from your staff, and we want to ensure that you are equipped to answer them. First, what is the FRA of this campaign? To begin, let's define FRA, which equals the fundraising and administrative expenses related to covering the cost of running the campaign. As you can see on the screen, we've illustrated the top 5 campaign expenses. The state campaign operates using an annual budget approved by the Louisiana Office of State Uniform Payroll with the Division of Administration. And as PCFO, we execute the annual campaign within this approved budget. Now for 2021, the FRA is projected to be 17%. However, the overall outcome of the FRA is based on the actual outcome of a given campaign year, which means that it has the potential to decrease if we raise more money than projected. In fact, last year, our FRA projections dropped from 20% to 16.9% due to the successful 2020 campaign performance. Now, the average FRA since the inception of the state campaign has been 18%. Another key point I'd like to mention is that for the application process, it is required that donations received by charities from this campaign only be invested in providing services or benefits to the citizens of Louisiana and not to be used to cover the charity's administrative and fundraising costs. Now, before we conclude today's meeting, I'd like to share some important contact information with you should you need help at any time. Please feel free to email or call our team at any time for assistance with your state campaign. Also, if there happens to be a change in your role with this campaign as a campaign coordinator, we ask that you notify the Office of State Uniform Payroll and our office to ensure that we have update contact information for your department and agency. Thank you. So thank you for participating in today's training webinar. If you would like to discuss this campaign in further detail or have questions following today, please feel free to reach our team on the number that is found on all your handouts, or email me directly at scccc@launitedway.org. Thank you again, and I look forward to working with you all. We truly appreciate the work you're about to do to make the 2021 campaign a huge success.